What happens when a billionaire owner wants to build a world-class stadium with his own money, but the government says no? Then the government decides to renovate that same stadium with public funds, runs out of money halfway through, and asks the billionaire for help. Welcome to ACF Fiorentina's Stadio Artemio Franchi, where the European Union withdrew 55 million euros after investigating misuse of pandemic funds. The club is bleeding matchday revenue while playing inside a half-demolished construction site during its centenary season, and completion has slipped from 2026 to possibly 2029, with a massive funding hole still unresolved. When finished, it's supposed to boast a hovering metal roof that appears to float above the stands, a glowing marathon tower visible across Florence, and an entire fan district built beneath it, if they ever finish it. This is the story of Italy's most cursed stadium. September 13, 1931, architect Pier Luigi Nervi unveiled his concrete masterpiece in Florence. Funded by fascist nobleman Luigi Ridolfi, this wasn't just another football stadium. Nervi, the architectural genius who would later design the Vatican's Nervi Hall, pushed engineering to its limits, crafting a structure made entirely from reinforced concrete, crowned by a 70-meter marathon tower with spiral ramps swirling toward the sky. Originally named Stadio Giovanni Berta, the D-shaped arena opened with Fiorentina defeating Admira Wien 1-0 after a pilot dropped the match ball from a plane circling above the tower. But glory didn't last. During World War II, Allied forces seized the stadium, turning it into a military depot. Bombs shattered sections of the concrete stands, and what had once symbolized fascist modernity became a scarred relic of war. By the 1950s, the stadium was decaying. Steel reinforcements rusted, terraces leaked, and steps crumbled beneath fans' feet. Nervi himself returned, not as a visionary architect, but as a caretaker forced to mend his wounded creation with scarce resources. Renamed Stadio Comunale, it survived decades of neglect and false promises. Even Italy's 1990 World Cup skipped Florence, the franchise deemed too outdated for the modern stage. Then came June 2002, Fiorentina's darkest chapter. Under the ownership of film producer Vittorio Cecchigori, the club had spent a decade living beyond its means, chasing glory with reckless spending on star players and inflated wages. By 2001, debts had spiraled past 50 million euros, and when police raided Cecchigori's home as part of a financial investigation, the dream collapsed overnight. Fiorentina was declared bankrupt and struck from the Italian League's register, leaving the city without a team for the first time in its history. But the city refused to die. Businessman Diego Della Valle stepped in, rebuilding from the ashes under a new name, Florencia Viola. Against all odds, they climbed from Italy's 4th division to Serie A in just 23 months, restoring pride and purpose to Florence. Yet their home, the Stadio Artemio Franchi, remained a crumbling relic of the past, historic but outdated. When Rocco Commisso purchased Fiorentina in 2019 for 170 million euros, he immediately recognized the problem that had haunted every owner before him. The franchise could no longer support a club with top-flight ambitions. Determined to modernize, he proposed building a 300 million euro privately funded stadium at the Mercafir site, giving Fiorentina full ownership and to generate its own revenue without municipal interference. But after 2 years of plans, meetings, and political delays, the Italian Ministry of Cultural Heritage ruled in January 2021 that the franchise could not be demolished, declaring it a protected national monument. The D-shaped stands, marathon tower, and spiral staircases were to be preserved at all costs. Commisso's vision was effectively dead, suffocated by red tape. Furious, he accused Italian officials of killing private investment. In response, Florence's mayor Dario Nardella made a controversial move. The city itself would renovate the franchise using European Union pandemic recovery funds. That decision unleashed a wave of funding scandals, design controversies, and political battles, a saga that continues to divide Florence to this day. When Arup Italia's David Hirsch won the March 2022 design competition, people understood why immediately. The new Stadio Artemio Franchi is a stunning blend of heritage and innovation, a structure that honors its past while reimagining the future. The centerpiece is a thin, rectangular metal blade that appears to float above the stands. From street level, this shimmering roof seems suspended in midair, deliberately opening near the historic Marathon Tower and original canopy, as if the new architecture is bowing to Pierluigi Nervi's 1931 masterpiece. Beneath that iconic silhouette, the stadium's capacity will rise to 40,000, every seat repositioned for perfect sightlines and proximity to the pitch. The exterior transformation is breathtaking. The 70-meter Marathon Tower, that concrete spiral seen on Italian passports, will be cleaned, reinforced, and illuminated at night, becoming a glowing landmark across Florence's skyline. The spiral staircases will be restored to their 1930s glory, preserving Nervi's architectural soul. Around it, a vast urban plaza will reshape the entire neighborhood, linking directly to the Campo di Marte railway station and creating a new public square for markets, concerts, and open-air events. Inside, the changes are even more impressive. The old stands, once distant from the pitch due to the running track, will move dramatically closer, pulling fans within meters of the action. The new 360-degree fan promenade will allow supporters to circle the entire bowl, with cafes, restaurants, and team stores open year-round. The space between the old and new curves becomes multifunctional. A Fiorentina museum will showcase the club's 6 Coppa Italia trophies and 1961 Cup Winners' Cup. Auditoriums will host concerts and community events, while restaurants and retail shops will transform the venue into a 365-day destination instead of a matchday-only stadium. Luxury hospitality takes a major leap forward. 28 brand new VIP boxes will span 2 levels, offering private lounges, gourmet dining, and exclusive underground access. Even regular fans benefit, with wider seats and unobstructed views. Accessibility is central. Over 400 inclusive seating areas, elevators to every level, and tactile pathways ensure every supporter can experience the franchise rebirth. Below ground, a new underground parking garage for around 600 vehicles will ease matchday chaos, a long overdue upgrade for the tight Florentine streets. Above it, sustainability takes center stage. The roof's surface is fully covered in photovoltaic panels, generating renewable energy, while rainwater collection systems store thousands of liters for irrigation and facility use. February 20th, 2024, 11 a.m., demolition crews begin tearing down the iconic 1982 scoreboard at Stadio Artemio Franchi. By March 14th, renovation officially begins. Within weeks, the first crisis erupts. Nobody can agree where Fiorentina should play during construction. The plan called for relocating to another stadium for 2 seasons, but Empoli rejected the idea outright. Siena, Livorno, Arezzo, and Pisa were approached next, but Serie A's strict stadium regulations, demanding VAR, goal line systems, and elite safety standards, ruled most out immediately. The search collapsed. After months of deadlock, a compromise emerged. Fiorentina would stay at the Franchi throughout renovation, forcing phased construction while matches continued. Capacity instantly plummeted from 43,000 to just 22,000. The financial hit was brutal, an estimated 10 to 15 million euros in lost matchday revenue every year. Season ticket renewals were halted because nobody could even tell fans which stands would remain open. The uncertainty bled into the club's transfer strategy and long-term finances. Then came the outburst. Frustrated and sidelined, Rocco Commisso went public. "We're deeply disappointed. I wanted to build a new stadium at my own expense, but bureaucracy made it impossible." He warned of potential legal action against the city, and relations between Fiorentina and Florence hit their lowest point in decades. Meanwhile, the project faced an even deeper wound, a funding crisis and EU investigation. The stadium had secured 55 million euros from Italy's post-COVID recovery fund, but the European Commission revoked the grant, ruling that the renovation didn't meet the program's criteria for urban regeneration. Overnight, Florence lost a major slice of its budget. Italian media accused city officials of mismanagement, and the EU's involvement turned the Franchi project into a national embarrassment. Legal tensions grew as a Milan-based firm challenged the design competition's outcome, claiming procedural flaws in awarding the contract to Arup. Lawsuits threatened to stall progress for months, adding yet another layer of bureaucracy to a project already drowning in red tape. Then came political change. In June 2024, Dario Nardella's term as mayor ended, and Sara Funaro, his successor, inherited the chaos. She promised to restore trust and push the project forward, but opposition parties accused her of inheriting a financial disaster disguised as urban renewal. By late 2024, cracks began to show, literally and politically. Florence officials quietly dropped plans for 9,000 new seats to free up 1.1 million euros for safety reinforcements. Critics slammed the move, accusing the city of cutting corners. Funaro insisted progress was on track, but drone photos published by a news agency told another story: half-built terraces, idle cranes, and long construction pauses. The timeline collapsed. Originally set to finish by April 2026, the project was delayed by 198 days, officially to align with UEFA's Euro 2032 inspection tour, since Italy and Turkey are set to co-host. Behind closed doors, officials admitted it might take until spring 2029, 3 years late. The revised plan promised a partial reopening in 2026, the Fiesole stand, and half the Maratona for roughly 34,000 seats. But nobody believed the schedule anymore. Even worse, internal reports revealed that future phases might still force Fiorentina to relocate temporarily, contradicting earlier promises. Mayor Dario Nardella's funding plan once looked flawless. Florence secured 95 million euros from the European Union's post-pandemic recovery and resilience facility, money meant to rebuild economies after COVID-19. Another 151 million euros came through Italy's complementary national plan, with the total package reaching roughly 193 million euros. The Franchi was even listed among Italy's 14 great cultural attractions deserving recovery funding. Construction contracts worth 90 million euros were signed. Nardella looked like a national success story. But by April 2023, the plan began to unravel. The European Commission barred Italy from using recovery funds for stadium redevelopments, ruling that such projects didn't align with pandemic recovery goals. Overnight, Florence lost 55 million euros in approved funding. Venice's project lost even more. Brussels was blunt. This money is for rebuilding economies decimated by COVID-19, not upgrading football stadiums. Nardella fought back, arguing the franchise was a publicly owned national monument, not a private football venue. Rome scrambled to find a workaround. In July 2025, the Italian government released 55 million euros to Florence, officially earmarked for schools and mobility programs. Since those projects were already funded, the city could quietly redirect the freed-up money toward the stadium. New mayor Sara Funaro, elected in 2024, confirmed the plan helped restart construction, but it still left a 55 to 100 million euro gap that no one can agree how to fill. That shortfall has reignited tensions between Fiorentina owner Rocco Commisso and the city. Officials suggested the club invest directly in exchange for a 99-year concession and symbolic rent. For Commisso, it felt hypocritical. The same government that blocked his private 250 to 300 million euro stadium proposal now wanted him to bankroll their public project. Meanwhile, Florence is searching for naming rights sponsors, hoping to secure deals worth several million euros a year. But brands have little interest in a stadium mired in political disputes, funding scandals, and delayed completion, now stretching toward 2029. Every home match at the temporary Curva Fiesole reduces revenue and atmosphere. With capacity halved during works, matchday income collapses, directly affecting transfers and wages. Commisso has hinted at legal action for compensation, though no lawsuit has yet been filed. If everything somehow holds together, the renovated franchise could debut in 2029, a showpiece for Euro 2032 and a global model for Heritage Stadium renewal. But that depends on one miracle after another, closing the €100 million gap, maintaining schedules that have already slipped, calming legal threats, and restoring public trust. For now, the world watches Florence to see if the Franchi becomes a symbol of revival or another Italian dream lost in red tape. But what do you think? Will the Stadio Franchi rise again or remain trapped in Italy's endless bureaucracy? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into football's most fascinating stadium dramas.